Brinewater Springs, everyone's favorite Tetris piece with a sunset backdrop. Brinewater Springs was a map introduced all the way back in Chill Season 2022, which we'll talk about in this episode of the Inkspedition. Brinewater Springs is located at a beautiful onsen, also known as an outdoor hot spring. Denizens of the Splatlands can go here whenever they need to alleviate the stress of their everyday lives. Well, except for us though, because we dissolve the moment we submerge ourselves in water. Come to think of it, why do we keep playing on maps centered around this lethal liquid? Are the developers just doing this for sick kicks or what? Depending on where you spawn in, you'll either see a stream of water flowing down from the surrounding mountains, or some of the rooms of an absolutely massive inn. Like, everything about this place is huge. Was it designed for the Incredible Hulk or something? It's ironic because the map that this place houses is the second smallest map with some of the least paintable surfaces in the Splatlands. I know the inn probably came before the map, but could the map designers not have at least borrowed some of that same material? Right in the corner of the Alpha Team's base, you can see a jellyfish on a balcony taking in the scenic view in the neighboring establishments. These establishments sell various foods, drinks, and towels to people who have spent their time in the hot springs. I've heard that Deep Cut are big fans of the sweet buns that they sell here. As you explore the stage, you can get a very close look at these gorgeous hot springs, as well as the jellyfish enjoying them. What are you doing? For backline players, there's three main places that you're going to be for most of the match. In a neutral position where neither team has control of the middle, you want to be on your team's ramp. Here you can watch over much of the middle, and E-liter users can even reach the other team's base. This entire wall being made of unpaintable bamboo means that as long as you're looking below and to the right of you, nothing will be able to catch you off guard. If your team does take control of the middle, then you can go to this block in the very center. This will allow you to completely pin down the enemy team's ramp. With this area in your sights, the enemy team has to either build up specials, go to one of these side areas, or pray in order to reclaim control of the match. If your team loses control of the middle and your base is actively being invaded, then you can go to the roof of this sauna where you'll have the best vantage point to clear them out. There's no sponge or paintable wall here though, so be careful when you drop down here because there's no way to go back to your base other than super jumping. It doesn't matter to me though, because my excellence can bring out the best of even the most awkward sniping positions. I love positions like this that give me a clear view of the entire map. I'm not sure you all do though, because that means there's nowhere you guys can hide from me. Heck, you aren't even safe on your own snipe. Now that I'm on top of this block in the middle, you need to be very careful where you step. From here, I can reach any part of your team's ramp and snipe any cretin who is foolish enough to tread down it. It's moments like these where I'm reminded why there's 6 people playing backline weapons in this match, and 5 of them are E-liters. Why are you splattershots such ravenous degenerates? You come into our base, paint our turf, and think you own the place, but all of this ends starting now. Well, at least I exterminated you. You know, when the boss first gleefully notified me that we were doing a Brinewater Springs Inkspedition next, I figured that you worked everything out without him getting mad at you this time. I'm guessing that wasn't the case.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I brought Kane with me today to check out Brinewater Springs with us, so maybe the two of us together can cheer you up. It's nice to see you again, Dave.
It's nice to see you again too, Kane. Pardon the tin can on my head right now.
It's okay. I expected as much from my prideful teacher.
You two really have become quite chummy, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Crazy how I went from being all passive-aggressive around you to hanging out with you so often over the course of a year. Sorry for acting like that when we first met. You didn't deserve to be thrown in the middle of all that ruckus. Well, if you didn't do that, who knows if things would have played out the same way. I'm glad that I was able to save all of you, all of us, from Omega's plan. In fact, I think that's the reason I ended up coming to the Splatlands when I did.
So how did you feel during that Nuzlocke?
I finally understand just how crippling fatigue can feel. Normally whenever I take a break from an activity, like when Travis, Billy, and I play together, I don't take a break because I need to. I take a break because I'm told to. Whenever I need to sleep or eat, it's more out of routine than out of necessity. I don't know how much I'd have to push myself to return to that state I was in, and I don't ever want to find out either.
Interesting. I'd love to study you and see how efficiently you burn energy. Only if you want to, of course.
Looks like someone's still scared of their own nosiness.
It's something that I'm learning to apply correctly. I know that sometimes it's okay to poke around, but other times it can really harm people. I almost lost you guys because of that.
And we're fine now, so you don't need to worry. I was fine when Omega absorbed me too. It just felt like a long nap between when I was hit with that decapitator and when I saw those cute little spikes on the back of your head in Scorched Gorge. Omega's sense of justice was twisted as heck, but he was just following the path he was set on by Alpha's guild. Now once we find him again, we've got to get them on a new one. More aggressive players want to travel on the low ground in order to take control of the map. Just to the sides of the middle, there's sneaky areas where people can plan their next move. For those of you who didn't play on Brinewater Springs when it was first made available, you never had to deal with just how small this area used to be. In the original version of this map, this large wall with the Brinewater Springs seal and this small post weren't here. So if an enemy was on the other side of this area, you either had to flee back into the middle or try to get in range and take them out. If you can sneak into these areas without getting spotted, then you can surround enemy players in the middle on 3 different sides, forcing them to either fight for their life or flee. I wouldn't recommend pushing much farther though, because there is only one way into the enemy base and 4 of the 5 modes. So aside from sitting right here and waiting for a player to drop down, you're just asking to become a kamikaze missile once the enemy team respawns. Part of me would like to see what the map would be like if this wall were paintable, but as a scope charger, that's like asking for a heart attack every 30 seconds. Travis went to Brinewater Springs to show the ways that you can shark around the middle. Gosh, that's one mean green splatting team. They're using big bubblers, inkjets, and ableism to hold my team back. But as I like to say, when you're going through something, just go around it instead like this. Never underestimate how hard fighting on multiple fronts is. Also, never bring a knife to a gunfight, much less a toothbrush. And now that we have the middle, I can just sit here until someone is foolish enough to drop down. And be sure not to get too close to that ledge because I can still damage you from here. A good attempt at retaking the middle, but not good enough. Oh my gosh, this Zelier doesn't even have a scope and his peripheral vision is still terrible. God gave y'all that for a reason, so y'all best use it. I know I shouldn't overextend, but I'll make this quick and painless, buddy. Uh-oh.
So I've heard you talk about it a little bit, but I haven't really asked you. What is your relationship with the boss like?
Well, we often end up disagreeing, butting heads, and belittling each other. But I can't think of one time where he hasn't been there to help me or Billy out. Well, ain't that a sibling relationship if I've ever heard one. My sister and I act the same way. She goes around thinking she knows everything, and I let her think it too. Then when she falls flat on her face, I'm right there to pick her up and dust her off.
I'm an only child, so I got to explore the world all to myself.
And that's probably why you're the smartest out of all of us. You could do whatever you want without siblings always stealing it from you. Since there were 3 of us and Billy and the host of the Inkspedition could never agree on anything, I often needed to be the tiebreaker. I would weigh what both of them say and choose what I feel was the best solution. It was that thought process that helped me reconcile with Alpha after I found out the truth.
I can already guess that whatever Billy told you must have won out in that scenario. I spoke with him a bit myself when we were doing an umami expedition, and he's definitely the type to enjoy hearing others out. I still want to talk to him again sometime.
Now in Turf War, you normally don't need to push that far into the enemy base in order to secure the win, but that all changes when you play ranked. In tower control, the tower slowly climbs up the enemy's ramp and into their base. Whoever is on the tower should take utmost caution because there are numerous positions that you can be shot down from during the 31 paces you spend between 3 different checkpoints.
It doesn't even matter if we stop at a checkpoint right in front of your spawn. You are never getting me off of this tower. Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Rainmaker is a similar story where you have to go all the way up the enemy team's ramp in order to knock out the game. However, this ramp has some added bumps, grates, and that's right, dear viewers, holes.
Boy, I feel like I'm climbing Mount Nantai trying to get up this ramp. Go ahead and take that lead, brother, and see if you can finish the job while you're at it.
In Clan Blitz, both of the baskets are at the bottom of both of the bases, making it fairly easy to score. This task is made easier by this ink rail, so now instead of going through this bottleneck, you can go around it.
You're doing an alright job finding everything in front of you, but that back meat's looking pretty vulnerable right now. Go ahead and score these clams in, y'all. That ink rail sure is a blessing, ain't it?
And in Splat Zones... Okay, Splat Zones is pretty similar to Turf War, where you almost never go into the enemy base in order to win the game. All players can just dump their specials into the zone to keep it contested under their control, and backliners that can paint just spray over the zone from the safety of their ramp in order to maintain control of it.
I swear, I never fail to underestimate just how easy it is to influence the zone with Explosion. Look, this is just child's play.
Overall, Brinewater Springs is a map with an aesthetic that's gorgeous and a layout that tries its best. If you utilize the positions on this map to the fullest and don't let your foes drive you out of the middle with their specials, then it's super easy to maintain control for the entire match. I've been your host, and you've watched the Inkspedition.
And that's Inkspedition number 11 completed.
Nice work as always, boss. Right back at you, my compassionate co-workers. This place really is breathtaking. I haven't taken a dip in the hot springs for obvious reasons, but even the steam emanating from them has really helped me think. So much so that I was thinking back to what Alpha was talking about last month. I think I finally know what he was alluding to. giving myself a proper name.
Really?
But this whole time we've known you as the boss, as the host of the Inkspedition.
I have that written down on all of your paperwork and everything.
Yes, I know, and I'm still incredibly fond of the Inkspedition. But since the day that I was born, that wasn't meant to be a name. It was meant to be a role. Something to refer to me as, but not something that would give me a sense of identity beyond the series I was supposed to spearhead. The idea has always been lingering in my head, and especially since Cain was given his name. With me no longer being restrained by Alpha, I think that would be a great way to chart a new beginning for myself.
Well, what name do you want me to put down for you?
I actually don't know.
I mean, I have some ideas. I think you make a good Oliver or Benjamin.
Dave, I love you, partner, but we are not giving him those names. Go with something like Spencer or Theodore. I have a better idea. Before you go, lovely viewers, I wanted to play a little game with you. It's come to my attention that none of you actually know my real name, so I want you all to take a guess in the comments below. In your comment, be sure to leave only one name and your reasoning behind it, and be sure to like the comments that have names you agree with, so I can see what most of you guess. I'll announce the name I've the name that I actually have on August 29th, the birthday of Travis and I. Have fun and happy guessing.
Alright, I guess that works.
This next month is gonna be something else. Indeed, Cain's not the only one who's getting a name around here. Speaking of Cain, I brought him here to Brinewater, but he vanished just before we finished up. I can't find him anywhere. I truly don't understand you. How can you continue to push onward considering all that I told you? Why do you keep moving forward through all the trauma and uncertainty? Because the alternative is giving up, and that's something that I will never do. Even if I do something wrong 1,000 times, as long as I have the ability to do it right, I'm still going to attempt it. Even in spite of you trying to break me down, I'll never give up. But sometimes giving up and walking away is the only way to achieve true peace, instead of constantly fighting battles that'll lead to even more pain. But when you surrender the ability to fight, you lose it forever. That decision is final. That's why I continue to push forward no matter what, to protect even the slimmest chance of making a difference. That perseverance is what got us to this point, a point where we can decide how to live our lives. If I followed your plan, we wouldn't suffer anymore, but we also wouldn't smile anymore either. Maybe if you direct that anger at something besides self-destruction, then you'll be able to keep moving forward too. Alpha was very generous in at least giving you that option. Now, I have to leave. I don't understand.